At the end of today's podcast, I'll tell you how to get 3 bridges for the price of 1.
Well, I think I can make that deal even better.
Sweet. You heard him. Stick around for that. Welcome to the Kahler Podcast. Today's episode is all about getting the most sustain out of your Kahler cam bridge. This came from a comment on our last video about locking tuners, so thanks for that. How you doing today, Gary?
Well, I'm doing okay. There's a lot to know about that. It's a setup thing, and really, I tried to force the right setup by the design by many different ways. Number one, putting a button head screw on there so that string would not go too low.
Yeah, how did that work out for you?
Well, it didn't work out with a shit because some of the people would do it anyway, and all I heard was a lot of complaints about the button screw doing that. But obviously, there's other ways of solving that.
Arguing with a guitar player about gear is a losing battle, even when they're wrong, even when it's something you literally invented.
That goes all the way back to the Brass Factory stuff, back all the way to 76.
Jeez, I was only 6 years old back then. That's a long time you've been doing
It is a long time, Eddie. Well, one thing I really like is the recessing of the plate. If you put it down, just like Jerry Cantrell liked to do, well, he didn't want to feel anything up there. If he could do away with the bridge completely, any bridge he would. But the fact is you either recess the plate and bring it down, because that saddle has to have angle over the top of it. And countersink that plate works great for him. And that's the way he's always looked at it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because he doesn't want to feel the plate, but he likes to feel those threads dig into his palm.
Well,
right?
he always does. Yeah, he doesn't use the tip on the end of the bar.
For the older 2300s, I completely agree. But now with the modern design, we got that lock-off screw there. I actually think that the lock-off screw's more important, and that's why I usually shim the neck.
Shimming works. I mean, that's been going on forever. But countersinking always gives better resonance and sustain. I think it just puts it right in there into the wood, and you get more transfer into the wood and the body. I
actually have an old Stu Mack video where Dan Erlewine says the same very thing.
Oh, man, that is something, isn't it? I mean, Dan Erlewine was really great there. He sounds really smart. And when was that done? That was done...
Geez, 88,
yeah,
I think.
I mean, way back there. I mean, boy, he's got it perfect there on that video. Dan
Erlewine's the absolute basis of all of my guitar repair knowledge.
And you claim to actually know what you're doing?
I have no idea, but don't tell my boss.
Shit.
One thing that I find kind of funny is that I noticed the extra sustain of the Kahler cam bridge kind of backwards.
Backwards? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, I was playing my Carvin late one night. The one that I bought off eBay, and it had an auto latch. The guy didn't even tell me. And it was late, and I had a little, shall we say, herbal enhancement.
Shampoo of some kind for your hair, or what?
Yeah, it costs $4.20 a bottle.
Oh, what the hell does that have to do with anything?
Right. So, I was playing acoustically, and when I engaged the auto latch, the resonance and sustain basically doubled.
All I can say, that's because the vibrations have a straight path and aren't being interrupted by that giant string cavity.
Exactly. I flipped back and forth on that thing for about a half an hour, and then I grabbed another guitar with the Godot 1996T, basically the Godot Floyd, and it sounded like the guitar with the auto latch disengaged.
Well, that lines up.
Yeah, so then I grabbed a Strat with the 2300, and it sounded like the auto latch engaged.
Okay, fine, that makes sense.
Yeah, the best part was, though? The best part was that it was a mod, so it still had that giant spring cavity there, and it was still affecting the transfer of vibrations. But I sat down with those 2 G&L Rampages that we got from our last trip to California, and the interesting thing, though, about playing that Rampage was that I wasn't really so much excited about all the extra resonance and sustain. It was the harmonic breakup.
All I know is you ought to demonstrate it here sometime and actually show people exactly what the hell that means.
I thought about that, but I think that they'd probably accuse me of doctoring the audio.
I don't give a shit. Demo it anyway, because that's a major feature with all those devices.
Well, I tell you what, let's leave it in the comments there. If you guys want to see a demo and hear the difference between the rollers and the cam bridge or not, let me know.
Into the harmonics, you're going to hear it, because that's the way it is. You're not just loosening the damn strings and like you do on a fulcrum tremolo.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed because, obviously we've got lots of guitars around here. We study all the bridges because in order to know how to make the best, you got to know what everybody else is doing. And we've got some fulcrums with rollers on them, and it just doesn't work the same.
No, it doesn't, because that cam is actually reeling that string out and bringing it back and never leaves the witness point. And the ball in, of course, is fixed in the fine tuners and the hook, and then you've got distance between that and the roller. Even that little distance of a half an inch to an inch makes a difference.
Another big difference too is that you can't bend the thing out of tune because you're palm muting like you can with a fulcrum, any fulcrum, even the ones that we make. And I think there are a lot of people that use a hardtail, or they fix their whammy bar because they don't realize that the Kahler cam is an alternative, and you just can't bend it sharp.
No, you really can't. But let's get to what the deal is that we want to do here.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I've been saying for the longest time that the Kahler cam bridge is 3 bridges in one. Obviously, you got the traditional, nice, loose, light feel of the Kahler, as well as being able to engage that little grub screw to make it a fixed bridge. But something else is that for the people that, well, I don't know, for lack of better words, they want it to be more Floydish. You can put the heavy springs on there, and you're off to the races. It actually changes the feel entirely, makes it feel like a fulcrum.
If you want a Kahler cam bridge to feel more like the Floyd, more Floyish or whatever, we have heavy springs and are really the key. And for a limited time, what we're going to do is we're going to let you buy a 2300 or 2200, and I'll give you the heavy bar for free. Now, for the 7300 and 7200, I'll knock off half of the heavy bar cost. So those bridges now are $319 alone, and the 2000 series runs $419. So you can separate that. On the $319, you're going to get half off on the bar. On the $419, we're just going to give you the whole damn bar.
I always round it up from $419 to $420.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell you do that. That's really like that number.
Yeah, I do. I'm a fan of the number. You go to KahlerUSA.com, hit up the store, and say I want a heavy bar in the order notes. It'll come automatically if you buy it during this promotion. And well, we don't really have an end for this promotion right now, do we?
Well, we got to put some comment into it. I would say we'll do this through the end of May, at least.
Yeah.
And let's see if people like it. Maybe we'll continue it. We really need to hear from the people out there. Let me know. What do you think? I believe it's a real feature and benefit myself.
I really do too. In fact, you guys, we're going to have a double neck built where we're going to have one with heavy springs and a heavy bar, and the other regular Kahler cam bridge. Everything else will be exactly the same, so you can feel the difference. It's pretty unbelievable. And don't forget to sign up for our mailing list and download the free PDF on 6 steps to make any guitar or bass play great, regardless of what kind of bridge you have on it. And that's it for this week. Till next time, I'm Eddie Kernan.
Yeah, I'm Gary Kahler. Let us hear from you. We enjoy reading your emails, and thank you.
See you next week.